Hello and welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
Yes.
Hello.
Only we can provide. What do we do? How are you, John?
I am doing well.
Good. We've got a few folks hanging out in the chat room. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah. Eric, Dave, good to see you. Right, good to see you. Joe, you'll be happy to know the SC30s are still working well. I hopefully we'll get an update at some point if you got anything working with that Lisa. I hope you did. Chris, hey there.
All right. I guess we can just go ahead and kick this off officially.
Let's do it.
Do it. All right. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 675 for February 19th, 2024. Good evening, John.
Good evening, James.
You've got the hello and hello again computers lined up on your desk.
Yes,
as
I
you
do.
did last week.
Yeah.
And a bouquet of Torx wrenches. What is that? The T9? What is the? Do you remember?
15.
15.
Yeah. It was a friend of mine. He sent me like 8 or 9 of them. I don't know where he found them all.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I made a bouquet of them. So always nice to know where I've got one on hand in case I need to open up a compact Mac.
Right.
Yes.
Necessary to reach. How many screws? Or
just 4 or 5 depending on the model. Yeah.
4 or 5. We get into the deep recesses there of the case.
Yeah, the ones by the handle are the ones that require the extra long screwdriver. Yeah.
Well, with 4 hands, you can remove them all at the same time. So make sure that you have release the pressure evenly.
That's it, right?
Very
right,
essentially
right.
with brittle plastics.
Oh, dude, don't even get me started on the brittle plastics.
All right, I won't get you started on that. Today we've got the usual segments, but in the middle somewhere, John's going to talk about a Raspberry Pi image he's been messing around with.
Yeah,
one that, I think it has some unique properties that.
It does. Or at least it's easier for. Yeah, it's.
Yeah,
we'll get into it. It's just.
We'll get into it.
Convenient configuration. Let's put it that way. Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll be right back with some eBay finds.
Yeah, great hair. Right. Isn't that Apple personal computer sign? That is an awesome sign.
Yeah, I guess I was sitting here and just looking around the room, and I saw the sign there on the floor. I've never hung it up properly. And it occurred to me that maybe I've never shown it on this channel, or maybe even talked about it on the podcast at all. I don't know.
I'm sure we've talked about it, but yeah, and that's not a reproduction or anything. That is
a
old school.
Well, it's a
sign, right?
Well, it's printed on like acetate or whatever. It's clear, and then somebody framed it. Somebody took the time to frame it, including the matting and the little cutout by the leaf. So I don't think it was presented like you see it there. I think it was designed to be attached to a window.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Oh, Leo, welcome.
Okay, let's see.
Nice. All right, we got some new people. Awesome.
Let's go this. All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Time now for the eBay finds. Last week we had 4 auctions. The first was the Macintosh Software Team poster. featuring Bill Gates, all his youthful glory there as the founder and chairman of Microsoft in the early days there. That one sold $99.99.
I think they got a deal. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe I didn't buy it. I don't know what was holding me back. I think I missed out on that one. Now look at this one. Remember the Macintosh portable
yes. Upgrade.
backlit? Yeah, the upgrade kit.
Yeah.
Like everything you would need to upgrade your portable from the regular model to the backlit model. And that one saw some heavy bidding. And after 23 bids, went for, are you ready for this?
Okay.
$710.
Nice.
Yeah. And I'm not even sure you would even, I don't think you would want to even install this, right? I think you just want to keep it like this.
I don't know. I suppose especially if you had a portable and like maybe the screen had delaminated or something like that.
Then you just buy another one, I think. I mean, the portables aren't that hard to find. I mean, I'm talking about, this in this box, the kit like itself, I think you just keep it like that. I can't imagine you would
All right.
upgrade anything with that. It's at this point. Okay. And we had another one, right? Oh, the sealed copy of Microsoft Excel. This one ended no bids. It was $149.99. Can't see a relist on it. And then the first issue of Macworld, featuring Steve Jobs on the cover with 3 original Macs. This one's still available. Buy it now, $250. Of course, there are other copies out there in varying conditions. So,
yeah.
Okay. All right. How exciting is this? A box of paper.
All right.
Do you
I
ever
gotta ask.
think-
I mean, all right. Why this one? Just
Why?
because it was in a sealed box.
Because
you have like several color plotters, and you're just waiting for this paper to show up.
Well, I have never seen this before. This is a box
Okay.
copy of Apple Computer brand color plotter paper. Product number A9C0301 for the Apple color plotter. And it has the Modern Textura font. I mean, that Apple even
true.
had
Yes.
their
Right.
own branded paper. Now they've done that over the years with other media, floppies and even DVDs and such. So, I mean,
Well,
they
so
actually put out paper under their own name.
Do you think there's anything like on the paper itself to show that it's an Apple thing?
I'm sure it's just blank paper.
Just blank paper?
I don't know what's so special about it. I mean, it's just 8.5 by 11, so it's a standard
Right.
size. I don't know if it was specially formulated, so it would take the ink better from the plotter. Maybe it was thicker or something like that. So there's the box, and yep, sealed up with
quantity 1 each. Doesn't say how many sheets are in a quantity 1 each box of paper, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Looks like it's got to be at least 50 to 100 sheets, right? In there easily.
Oh, easily.
What'd you say?
What's
easily?
A ream?
Yeah.
How big is a ream? Does anybody know?
Oh, well,
500. You should know, aren't you? Isn't that part of your business?
I should know, but sometimes it changes depending on the thickness of the paper.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you would never want to open this because it is just awesome, just sealed like it is. You'd want to set that on the shelf.
That one you definitely do not want to open. Right. That one does stay completely closed.
That one stays sealed up. Yes. Well, buy it now, $45. I think that this is just so awesome.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you've got one of these plotters, you definitely want this to go just next to your Apple plotter. I mean, period, right? Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's a great price. There's even a make an offer. Like, I think you mentioned that, right? That there's...
Yeah, there is a make an offer.
Well, pretty awesome.
All right, somebody buy that. Okay, what do we got next?
Well, all right, this is pretty good too. Okay, Apple Macintosh 128K. M0001 computer 1984. boots up to error code, but it does boot up. Let's see here. It comes with the external 400K floppy, the nice canvas bag. You got your keyboard, your mouse. The programmer switch. Sometimes those are missing. One of the brochures showing the hand pulling it out of the bag. And even the test drive a Macintosh luggage tag. Fantastic. $400. Buy it now.
But what?
But
There's a
what?
caveat.
No, that's no. Is there? I haven't seen any caveat on this yet.
Well, it's a sad Mac.
Well, it is. I mentioned that. I mentioned that it
Oh,
does
yeah.
have an error code, but
Yeah,
these
but
things
that's
things are fairly bulletproof. I would guess that it's going to be a fairly probably just something that needs resoldering.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this could probably be repaired fairly simply. And you get a lot here. I can't believe
A.
somebody hasn't snapped that up for $400. I mean, the bag itself is worth over 100, right?
Somebody who's on right now don't know what that error code is. 0F000A. I bet you Eric knows.
Yeah. Who has those memorized? But with the bag and the luggage tag and of course external hard drive, I mean not an external floppy, by itself is worth $100.
Right. Yeah, $400. And the bag. The bag usually goes for
Yeah, it's like 100 at least.
Yeah.
And that bag looks in like exceptional
pretty
condition. It has
darn shape. Yeah, it's got
the
its
original
own
luggage tag. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
even
this is steel. Even if that thing is showing error code, this is a good deal. Yeah.
So you just got to wonder, obviously they want that packaged up very well, so you don't get any cracking to the case. But yeah, I'm surprised to see this one just sitting there. So, All right. Well, look at this. Speaking of rare posters, I'm not sure I've seen this poster.
Oh, wow.
Now we know the
All
artwork.
right.
This is the
Bicycle for the Mind.
Yeah, the Picasso-esque. There was a lot of that design language that was used during those early days of Macintosh and extended beyond just the Macintosh logo, but they extended it to the education campaign and Bicycles for the Mind. And there was a series of newsletters, like magazines, periodicals of some sort that featured this. I can't remember if I've ever seen the poster, which just a big, what is this? Probably 2x3. Does not say, but
20 by 30,
I bet
30
it's
by
about
40-ish, right?
Yeah. And it has the giant logo of essentially like a 10-speed with the bicyclist and the Macintosh sitting on the rear rack with the mouse trailing. I don't know where the keyboard is, hidden somewhere. And then Apple computer and capital letters across the top and an Apple logo. Really nice. Really nice poster.
Absolutely.
They don't send it framed. And is this original? Could they have found a high enough resolution photo of this? I don't know.
I don't know, but I can tell you that I grabbed those pictures because they're pretty high res. If you do want to make your own version of it,
you grab these pictures.
I just snagged them off of eBay. Is
what
I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, you can get better representation. Then also with it all squared off, you have to deal with the angle
skewing.
here.
Yeah, that's
Photoshop
makes it easy to unskew.
Yeah. Anyway, buy it now. Ouch. $2,200 unframed.
But there is a maker offer.
Yes, there is, but I'm not sure you're going to get it down to any kind of reasonable price. I don't. What is reasonable? That other poster went for $100. These, gosh, I would say multi-hundreds on this one, given the rarity.
Yeah,
assuming it's original. All that. All right. Well, we'll see if it's still there. If any of these are still there next week. There is a copy in the Henry Ford Museum of that poster. Is that right?
We've been told 500 sheets for the Ream. 500.
Okay. So you think there's 500 in that box?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right. We
Oh
ready to
yeah, the
go?
Picasso signs. Leo is mentioning that they want 1,300 for one of the Picasso. I assume you mean like the glass ones. 1,300.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
no, that's a
if it's in
little.
excellent condition,
No, it's
I'm
not. No,
oh, it's not
it's
chipped up.
melted on the bottom
Ooh.
of the bowl
Oh.
from the bowl.
Ouch.
But
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Like mine
Ooh,
is got a good chip in it
chip out of the top, right?
in the top. Yeah. Which I could probably, if I ever got around to it, maybe fill it with something to minimize the look. All right.
All right.
I love how James is justifying everything. What am I justifying? I'm
Well,
missing
I was poo-pooing like the all the
the paper.
auctions and yeah, the
Oh,
paper and
yeah. You're
yeah.
past. I'm buying everything. That's why they need. That's why we need both of this on the show. Contrasting
That's it.
opinions.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Let's switch and let's go in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Today's segment, John has uncovered a Raspberry Pi image.
Yeah. Well, all right. So I was on Hackaday, and I
Hackaday.
guess
Okay.
yeah,
Good stuff.
a couple of months ago, and
Uh-huh.
they brought up a project that somebody had done. JAROMAZ on GitHub. Jeromas. And what this person has done is they have completely packaged um, an image for the Raspberry Pi. So you start out with a base Buster image, which they put the link to because it is an older image for the Raspberry Pis.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's got it all set up for the script to install um, Basilisk running System 7, System 8, and Sheepshaver running System 9. Everything's configured. You get sound. You get it boots right into the OS of your choice. You can easily go right back to command line, and by just typing in Mac OS 7, Mac OS 8, or Mac OS 9, it boots to that machine. You can customize your own machines to boot into whatever resolution you want and whatever disk image you want. So he's just got everything laid out really nice. There's a really great video of him kind of going through some of the systems and some of the games that it plays. The other nice thing is this doesn't have any of the it's booting right to the command line and then right into, like I said, whatever the last emulator you ran was. So
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty seamless and it's very smooth. I can show you an example of it running OS 9, but I have to say that I'm running it with a bit of a lag because it's having to take my HDMI output and convert it to webcam. So it is a little janky, but in real life, I'm running this off of a Raspberry 3 Plus, which also isn't a very powerful one. This is the Raspberry Pi that was in my. You remember the American Doll computer that looks like
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So this is the Pi out of that because I was rebuilding that. I had to put a new 640 by 40 monitor in that thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I figured I would try this image to go with it because I had Basilisk running on there, but it was booting into the full up operating system first, and then Basilisk, and it took a long time for it to boot. And Basilisk, to get it to run smoothly, I had to do frame skipping. With this, it's using much more of the Pi's power without having to also have a graphical user interface running in the background. So much smoother for that. So like right now, this one here is OS 9, and it is emulating a G4.
Wow.
Yeah, running at let's see what the megahertz is once I bring in the system profiler. Let's see, 128 mega RAM. It thinks it's a
100
100
megahertz.
megahertz G4. It thinks it's a 9500 power Macintosh 9500. Pretty cool, right? And again, like I said, there's a great video of them playing some pretty good, like games that it seems
Mhm.
to be running very smoothly. Now, that alone right there is worth trying this out. I mean, it's already free. I mean, it's worth trying no matter what.
Mhm.
But this
But
person's also rolled in. It's got a built-in modem emulator, so you can actually like do BBS stuff. Pretty cool. It's got a built-in CD-ROM, DVD-ROM emulator, which means that you can configure it to mount ISOs or even toast files on the desktop without having to like deal with like installing toast or anything like that. It'll just mount it as a virtual CD-ROM. Really
Mhm.
cool. Um, Gosh, I don't know what else to say about this. It's pretty awesome. This person put they put the proper size screen into a classic 2 case. He actually shows a lot of the stuff on the inside. He's probably running his off of a 3B Plus, which is going to be a lot more powerful than my little 3A that I'm using right now. Currently, it does not run on a Pi 4, but I could see them updating it at some point to do that.
neat.
Any questions? Yeah, it is. It is neat.
Show it like reboot it or something just to see the
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
speed how
Right
it
here.
starts
Yeah.
up.
Let me show you. Hang on. Let me bring it back up. Let me show you. Let me just shut this down. So I'm going
Okay.
to shut down the current one. When you do a shutdown, it shuts down right to the command line. There we go. And then I'm just going to go ahead and tell it to launch Mac OS 7 instead.
Okay.
Oops. So just type in Mac OS 7, hit return, and give it a moment.
Mhm.
Like I said, there is normally sound. You would hear a startup sound and everything, but I don't have things configured right since again I'm not using this connected to a real monitor. And right now I haven't gone and like
Oh,
added anything to the stock images. So it is just bare bones 7,
yeah.
8, and 9 right
That
now.
booted pretty quick, didn't it?
It booted pretty quick, yeah. And
Yeah.
it boots pretty quick when you're doing a complete reboot too. Right now,
Mhm.
again, to make it seamless,
Mhm.
you can go in and configure Raspberry Pi to not show any of the boot up text and not show the initial Pi splash screen, which you have that kind of rainbow square. There's definitely things I'm still going to do to kind of optimize this, just make it look a little bit smoother when it boots off that little Pi monitor. But yeah, I like it. I like it.
Neat. And so
Uh,
you said it's what 7, 8, and 9. What's installed? What do you have?
8, and 9. Yeah.
So let's see 8.
Oh, sure. All right. Hang on one moment.
And the way the file structure would 7, 8, and 9 have access to the same, or are they all separated somehow? Like could they have?
So they are separated, but that's good because you
Yeah.
can create another folder with another configuration, uh,
Uh,
which we've talked about. That's one of the downsides on like Basilisk 2. It doesn't matter what version you're running; it's using the same pref file, which means it's hard to do multiple configurations. With this, I can have one that boots into 800 by 600, one that boots into 640 by 480 or 1024 768, whatever I want. And
yeah.
just when I go and boot from the command line, I just tell it which one I'm doing. If there's a resolution change like that, it will have to do a reboot because it's booting
Mhm.
natively into that resolution.
Mhm.
Again,
Mhm.
that just makes it run smoother once it's up and running. But you can also, like I said, you can go in and reconfigure things if you want to get into the kind of the bones of it. It's booting not into the graphical user interface, is putting into just the command line, but the graphical user interface is on there. So I could actually exit out of here, type in start X, and bring up the full up desktop,
Right.
which I have to say is a lot easier for kind of navigating
File
the
structure
files and
and
everything right
yeah.
than
Yeah.
in the command line because I'm spoiled.
Yeah. Well,
I don't do command line anymore.
You saw, I mean, I just saw how fast that 8 came up. I was just like zip, zip, zip. You didn't even have time to take in the boot up icons. Nice. You don't have this particular one hooked up to the internet, do you? Because you
Not yet. No. So I
okay.
can't show you any of the BBS stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't configured
Mm-hmm.
the wireless or anything yet. I do not know what it is using to start up. I wish I could answer that. I would suggest just go check out the website. Eric was asking about that. So, but that does remind me, since Eric was just talking about setting up a GS Plus, is if you go to the Jeremiah's
JAROMAZ.
MAZ,
Yes.
they also did one that boots into an Apple One, Apple Two, including the 2E, or
Oh.
the Altair or MSI,
Uh-huh.
which is kind of neat. And so I don't know. This is so weird. So the Apple II emulation has been janky for years. To get a 2E to run at fairly close to native speeds, you actually need a Pi 4, which is crazy
Wow.
considering it's emulating something like an Apple II. So I'm looking forward to giving this one a try on like an older Pi. They mentioned in there that the Apple II one runs pretty well on a Pi Zero 2. So
Okay.
that's a
Huh.
lot better than it had been. And again, just because they're getting this as close to bare metal as possible. So
Yeah.
fantastic. So Eric, I would suggest giving that a try if you're wanting to do any 2 stuff. But yes, I would love to get that 2GS information from you at some point.
Well, certainly something to be fun to play with.
Absolutely.
Go
Yeah,
to
right.
github.com/JAROMAZ/Macintosh Pi. You can get all the files there. Of course, you have to bring your own Raspberry Pi. Supports the 2W, 2B, 3B, 3A plus,
Pretty
and
much
3B
everything but the
plus.
4 and the 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again,
Great.
so worth it, not having to do any of the configuration, not having to go try to find your own ROMs or
Mm-hmm.
hard drive images.
Mm-hmm.
It does take about 2 hours to compile, I have to say. So
Oh,
make sure
wow.
you've got a few hours free to just let it
Yeah.
be.
Uh-huh.
But once it's done, you're good to go.
Good to go.
It's pretty much out of the box, ready to do stuff.
Awesome. All
Yeah.
right. Well, thanks for sharing. Okay.
Oh, so it sounds like the GS Plus is pretty poor on emulation too, huh, Eric? But yeah, I'd love to hear some information about it.
Okay, we're gonna do the news now. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. It's time for the news. Just a couple stories this week. Remember Jimmy Gruhl? He's the guy in Dubai with the massive collection. We've had him on this show
we had him on
a
the show.
couple of
Yeah,
times.
right.
There was an article on, I guess it's the nationalnews.com in the business section. Dubai Apple Mac enthusiast plans new home for his rare collection of 250 products. And I was so excited. But there was he has plans as much as he had plans when he spoke to us, which means that someday in the future he would like to do that, and he still would like to do it. But even though there was really no concrete news about a new place, there were what I believe to be new pictures though of his collection. So that's new. And if you're not familiar with his collection, he's got pretty much everything. At least all the significant, all the milestone models, including the Apple One,
there you go.
pictured there. And then, of course, he's got an Apple II signed by Woz. I don't know, maybe his Apple One is even signed. I don't know, the original Lisa, but yeah, all the most significant models are on display, and they're not really set up for the public.
Picture?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, it's just a light. I'm like, I had never seen one where the number keys were slightly different color, but shadow. Yeah, I see it's just a shadow. Okay.
Yeah. And so everything's displayed in a room in
Oh yeah,
where he
there's
works.
cabinets in the background with the 6 color
Yeah.
doors. Oh, so nice.
And then this shelving is interesting because that's the
Is
way
that the same?
Jeremy's.
Jeremy,
Yeah,
I thought that
Jeremy
was the
used
same
it,
as Jeremy Murley. Yeah.
and then I used these shelves at the last house. These are the
Uh-huh.
IKEA shelves, and they worked perfectly for the colored iMac. So yeah, so we'll just keep track of that and see when he does get a place. Of course, it's not going to be the easiest place to visit, even if it is open to the public, given that it's in Dubai.
Right. Yeah.
You can't just take a bus. All right. Over on OS 10 Daily, there was an article, Retro, enjoy the 1993 Easter egg video from the Macintosh Quadra 840 AV team in
Oh, is
Apple.
this the one that's embedded in the ROM?
They said it was no, it's not embedded in the
No.
ROM. It's like
Okay.
in the install CD, on the system CD,
Oh, okay.
the 7.1 CD. And we'll play a little bit here. It's over on YouTube. Power Express has uploaded it.
Cyclone and Tempest.
And I know I had seen it years ago, but what I had forgotten was what's pictured right here in the background, which
Oh,
is the
yeah.
coolest thing, where you have
Wow.
the pirate flag that Susan
Nice.
Kerr hand painted that flew above the Macintosh team, the original Macintosh team when they were making Macintosh. So anyway, it's got some behind the scenes stuff, and of course it's in very grainy early digital video. It was all the rage back then.
Right.
But yeah, a cool thing that people found on the system install disk, and now it's just on YouTube, so you can go check it out. And remember last week, Macintosh Librarian was here, and I was talking about, lamenting that I didn't have a Apple Vision Pro
Yes. Yeah.
and what I wanted to do with it. And we found out that she had done it. She had played it through a browser, an emulator, right? But within, I think, hours after we aired our show, she posted this new video,
Ah,
Run
okay.
Mac OS on Apple Vision Pro, where she went beyond just running an emulator in a browser and showing it in Vision Pro, but instead actually natively installing it on the device and running it. And so in this video, she goes through the step by step and getting the files for Mini
Oh, that's
VMAC,
great.
and it's not the easiest thing to do because it's not like it's a supported app or anything. But yeah, and then so there's a picture. It's of the screen of.
Is she able to use
what
the
looks
hand
like,
gestures to move the mouse around and everything then?
yeah, no, well,
Oh
it's
my
not hand
gosh.
gestures. It would be it's eye tracking, right?
Oh, okay,
Eye
okay.
tracking. Or you could use a mouse. It's connected.
Off to the side. Okay.
Yeah.
Very
Um,
cool.
very cool video. Yep. So I guess I don't have to do it now. So she just saved me $3,500. All right. And that's it for the news. Just short and sweet. Okay. We'll do a little outro.
Yeah. Do we know any ideas for next week?
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
We'll
Okay.
just wing it. All right. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, that wraps up another episode of the RetroMacCast. Thanks for joining us. Those of you who came to the YouTube stream, where most Mondays at 7:30 Central we stream this live. Find us on YouTube. Next week I'm around. Are you around?
I am around, yes.
Okay. Then maybe we can do 3 in a row and set a record for the year. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Did anything else we got to talk about?
I think we're good.
All right.
Yeah.
Until next week, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
Okay. All right. Well, we got a little extra time. I'll get this sign.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm not familiar with Podrick. What is Podrick?
What is Podrick?
Yeah, yeah. Gray hair. So do the story of Podrick.
Is that
I do
is that a
not know
question
what
for you
Podrick
or for
is.
me?
Well, I think it's maybe talking about something to do on the podcast,
Oh, I
but
don't
I
know.
don't know what that is.
So I don't know if it's so this is like it's like was that acetate, this thin clear, and then this is somehow screened on.
Okay.
And it's old, right? And it's even if you look at it, it's got these fine cracks in it, but you got to get really close to see the fine cracks.
Got it. Got it. So,
And
like you said, it was probably meant to go in a window, so the light would kind of shine through it. Do you think?
yeah, maybe a little bit. I don't know. It's not that translucent. These darker colors. It's pretty thick. The paint
It's nice
here.
and
So I don't think it was.
vibrant.
Yeah, I would imagine you would put this on the inside of a window, and then so I guess so somebody had the idea that they'll take it because it was so nice and then frame it. So you just got the portion of it, and then it's actually double matted. You can see, right? There's an inner mat and an outer mat, and then the little cutout for the. And then maybe and there's no glass or no plastic. Oh yeah,
That's
that's
there you
that's
go.
the one you created, right?
That's the one I created.
You
Yeah,
printed,
yeah.
right?
That's my
Yeah.
yeah.
And so that was actually that was we created from this
Correct.
originally,
But yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
Right. I was saying there's there's nothing, no glass or anything on the top. I don't know if there ever was. Maybe there was at some point, but that would have protected it much more, and it would create. I don't know if it would work as well. When you have like plastic or glass, like with this reflective on the inside, it may do some weird reflection things, and I don't know. So maybe they never had it like that because it's just best. So yeah, this is an eBay pickup, and it was framed at the Whistle Stop in Ocean Springs, Mississippi.
Huh.
And I got it, I don't know, probably, I'm sure over maybe 20 years ago, perhaps, something like that. Yes.
All
The
right.
colors still
So
do
what
pop.
Gray Hair was talking about was the pod bricks.
Oh, pod bricks. Yes.
Yeah, which
What,
you
and
have
why are we talking
the
about that?
Waz one, don't you?
I do. I have several pod bricks. Back when that was a thing, there were limited runs of the Apple.
Right, right. They
inspired
did the
little
ones that
setups.
was kind of like the
The
iPod
garage.
or
Well, they had little
the garage.
dioramas too, right? So there was one
Yeah.
of the 1984 Macintosh ad.
Right.
But I don't remember which ones I even have. I'll have to go
Yeah.
look around. How did that even come up? I don't even know.
Oh well, again, I think Gray Hair was just throwing that out as maybe a thing for the podcast next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it got Podrick is also in Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's when I
That's
was looking at Podrick, I'm like, well, I all I keep finding is Game of Thrones things. I don't see anything concerning the Macintosh. Very few Macintoshes in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Podbricks. That'd be a fun thing to do a show on, to see what's even out there on the internet.
Yeah,
If that
and
still
then see if
around.
there's anything new that's been similarly done. Maybe. Yeah, why don't we do that? I think that's a great idea.
All right, Podbricks it is.
Gray
I'll
Hair?
find out what we can. I'll see if I can find the one I have or
you.
two. Oh, I can see the T-shirt I have. I have the Waz T-shirt that was part of the Podbricks thing. And it's actually got it's really cool. But I see it over there. So yeah.
All right, that's it.
We'll talk about that next week. All right.
We will.
Okay, everybody. Thanks again for joining us. Hope to see you next week. We'll play a little outro music here and
bye everyone.
Be
It's
on
good
our
to
way.
see some new people. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks for listening to the RetroMacCast with James and John. Email listener comments and questions to retromaccast@gmail.com or post comments on our website at www.retromaccast.com.